Alright. Oh, jeez. Hello. Welcome. I almost forgot to actually turn it on. Welcome. Let's see. Hope you guys come in soon. Let's see. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. I can set things up. Let's see, is that doing good? That's looking good. Okay, cool. That's working. Let's see. Okay, cool. Let you guys come on in. How you guys doing anyway? Alright. Let's see. We're doing good. We're doing good. Okay, cool. Okay. Thank you, Cookie. I actually got really scared. There was no one here. I didn't see anyone. Ah, jeez. Alright. That's good then. Well, how you doing? As because I started the stream like 5 seconds late. I'm sorry. Meant to do it a little bit earlier, but oh well. I was actually like trying to figure things out. There we are though. Okay, cool. There's my mic up. Just a tad here. Adjust. This is good. Adjust time period. Has the music, okay. Has the music been either distracting or like too low or too loud? I guess the music's ending here, and so I'll switch over more promptly. I guess some of the music has been really quiet, so at least I watched the stream recently, rewatching it, and it's like, man, this is really quiet. So I guess I probably could boost it up maybe a little bit. I could boost myself up a little bit as well. I think I was a little bit quiet. Try -5, so I can boost up to -4, and then boost this up to -13 or so. Enjoying the music even. No complaints. Okay, that's good to hear. While we're here, I know Cookie probably knows what's going on. I'll explain it for everyone else. We've been working on this 3D Derpy model for the last like month or so, basically. Unfortunately, I've been really busy and haven't been had enough time to really focus on her exclusively. So like, sure, her weight painting and skeletal structure has been a little bit neglected. So I'm sure I'll hopefully have some time over the weekend, maybe, but we'll see. So, hi Dakota. I guess I could say hello, Cookie too. Welcome. How you been, Dakota? Let's see. Seems the chat's not there, so let me adjust that while we're here. I think I like added an extra keystroke and it might have broken it. There we go. Okay, cool. Sorry to tell, but there wasn't any chat to work with, you know? There we go. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, I'll probably find some time to just really nail down and just like weight paint her to be much more better. I kind of showed up like when I rotate her her head along the z-axis that it kind of breaks. So stuff like that has not been fixed yet. And I'm sure like the legs are still themselves, or the skeleton works pretty well. If I just move it up and down like this, that works. But then you can see like the mesh, which is down here, isn't quite following it. Really, one-to-one, I guess you can say. Works to a point, but then it just doesn't. I think the spine sort of working, but yeah, so a lot of weird stuff. I've never really done this on a character scale before, so I'm kind of learning the ropes as I go along, so that's why a lot of weird stuff is happening. But at least the mesh looks okay enough. I'm happy with it. Hello, Locomotive. Welcome. How you doing? Guess we can jump right into this then. Today we'll be working on the storyboard for the animation that we decided with the story last time. It's a little bit too loud in my ear, so I'm gonna turn it down. Let the music. So we're gonna be using this 3D model. I'm saying that I'm gonna clean it up over time. But you can see your tongue at some angles. That's fun. Interesting. See your tongue? No, it's not there. It's because there's a hole. Interesting. Good. That's good to hear. I appreciate that. What am I doing? Gonna work on the storyboard, so we're gonna be using this model. So we have to like use the limitations of her structure, I guess. You know. But I think we'll be fine. This is probably gonna work really well. Which is minimal, I guess, amount of bones. I mean, honestly, don't want too many bones. You could probably like subdivide or add more. Take each spine bone and divide it in two. To make it into more complex. To maybe get a little bit more out of it, but honestly, I don't think there's much to it. What I think I really need to do is add a lot more face controls. Like I wanted to add her blinking, have some cheeks, eyebrows, blinks, add some more face shapes, because right now she can only really smile. I forgot to make an ooh sound, or it's an oh. Oh. I was looking at my VTubes, not working with the oh. There it is. You saw for a bit. Where it changes it to an oval shape. To make that, and to make frown ones of those as well. And to play with the tongue and teeth so that they work conjecturally as well. Might have to make bones like I made these to be able to move the eyeballs around. Like the yellow part of the eyes move around by moving these bones. So making some more weird structures like this to be able to control more parts of her body for her eyes and her mouth. I guess, yeah, you could probably set like any sort of like what is it, like a shape key into a driver, and then the driver can then be set to a bone. A bone can like go with those values of the driver. Anyway, let's work on the storyboard. So that's just an overview of that. Let's clean this up. So we got my handy dandy pen here, and we'll work on this. I'm gonna make this into, combine these, copy, and then Control 8, new symbol, paste. There you go. See, if you weren't looking carefully, you wouldn't see that it was actually down here the whole time. Thanks, Flash. Anyway, this is Adobe Flash. So I can get rid of these. Or I guess I could just, yeah, because I need to relabel them. So that'll just be easier. Library. Script. Okay. New frame. Okay, so I'm gonna delete the ideas that, it's hard to say, like, they didn't make the cut. I'm sorry. But just to make it a little bit simpler to look at, so we don't get too distracted, is that we chose these ones as to 4, I think. Let's go back one. Roll, Homer, motorcycle, trick. Roll, Homer, motorcycle, trick. Good. Sneeze. Excuse me. Okay. Let's go back here. Set the frame to 2. Yeah, so now we got a script. in here. I think I want to make my check mark there. Okay, so the basis and everything that we're going to work on is going to be, thank you, it's going to be Derpy explores the third dimension humor, Homer cubed camera trick. So I also want to play with the Akira slide because I think I'm honestly interested in doing that. So I think we'll do that, and I don't know if there'd be too much of a trick shot as much as her doing this slide would be a sort of a trick, and then do a roll, because rolling's a neat trick. So let's work on that. Pivot point. Okay, so let's get rid of that. New folder. Nope, that's not how you spell that. That's the RV. Something just feels wrong. I'll just do it again. Okay, so that's a folder, so I can drag these into a folder. You can tell because they're 1 centimeter over here now to the right. That means that they're in a folder. I feel like because I graduated from Flash so long ago, that's like I can make all these little jabs at it now. Still love you, Flash, but man, so many small things. Oh, my whoop. Uh-oh. Here we go again. My panel for my timeline fell off, and I gotta dock it back on. Whoops. That's a thing you can do. Unless, and every time you close Flash, and if you close it and then open it again, it unlocks it for you. Thank you. Okay, lock. And so now it can't come off. Can't undock it. Okay. So let's make a background. Let's get back my kind of gray color. Let's see, can I make... Check my pressure and sensitivity. If I can taper that out. Okay, cool. Sometimes my pressure sensitivity based on whether I can do it real light and then really go hard on it. I'm pushing down really hard onto the actual canvas, my monitor. And so based on how heavy I'm pushing onto the screen, it changes how thick the brush is. But sometimes it breaks, and so I have to like kind of deal with that because I don't know how to fix it within the program, you know? So that's cool. There's this button that, if you didn't know, was just over here the whole time. It uses pressure, so if you turn that off, then I can't change it at all. So that's fun. So make sure that that's on. Object drawing mode, something that turns on when you don't want it to. So that's fun too. Anyway, sorry. Let's just make a straight line and get a horizon line, get a couple perspective lines going on here. There you go. Okay. Not too much, but yeah, that's probably good. Okay. So now we got a grid. Let's see. If you guys have any ideas as I go along, I'll be happy to listen to them. But I definitely have an idea that at least I want to work through. If there's things that I like need to have you guys' opinions on, I'll don't be shy. How you guys doing anyway? Whoa, never done that before. That's cool. Go back. I've been pretty busy on the movie, so that's kind of where my mindset has just been stuck on that a long time. Yeah. Derpy touches a 3D object and it changes cube into pyramid. Pyramid and sphere. That's very different. That's favorite to Dinky. Huh. Maybe we could add that as a background object. Instead of being interactive, maybe something... Actually, that's really hard to do with 3D. It's to transform it into a different object. Of course, you can always, like, cheat, I guess, where if you have a cube, then... Because then where does the extra... You know, you have face, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, and then... How do you then add a secret, you know, pixel here that then can then extrude and reshape it? Ah. You would have to have like a whole bunch of hidden ones and then try to align them in a row and then try to figure it out. I'm sure it's definitely possible. I think even Tron did it. Was like some of the objects like collapsed, and as you're explaining, like they can transform and morph. I guess I'm just having a little trouble with something that's like essentially like 6 faces. How does that turn into something that's even more complex of like, you know, like a whole horse, you know, something that's this, go into that. And of course the cheat is then to like collapse it into one dot, and then you use different techniques, like this would be like a 2D kind of loop just to like kind of fill it out or something, get some graphic design style and some little pixie dust, you know, a little bit of bibbity boppity, and then you swap out the model during this point when it's really small. So then you have essentially the box one here, and then you have the horse one over here, and then you just scale this up into the horse. So something like that, maybe? Might not have all the special effects, but it makes it look pretty. That's what I'm thinking of why you want to have all of that. Yeah. Okay. I was imagining like you would actually have it be transforming the model, one model into another, and it's like, oh jeez. Yeah. Let's see. Hi Dakota and Ben. Hi Ben. Your profile colors are kind of similar. I got confused. Let's see. We have 4 objects all creating something. Only one large at any time. As one shrink shows another. Okay. Is that what I sort of was doing? Okay. You just have one shape shrink while another grows inside of it. They're the same color, so it looks like one object transforming. Ooh! Yeah. I think that's what I was sort of doing. Yeah. And to put it all together is that they're the same color. Okay. I could play with something like that. Okay. I'll put that in my pocket. That'd be like a background thing, maybe. Because that will have a cube. And then, like, later... Where was it? There it is. And then we get the cone. And then later... What was it? It's cube to pyramid. Pyramid to sphere. Okay. Sphere. And then sphere to dinky. It's really in a corner. Can't really draw over here. Need more space. Yeah, that's a smile. There you go. Now what is there's wispies going on here? Yeah, this is all pre-development, so there's nothing really wrong at this stage. So everything can work at this point. So we're just experimenting. Let's see. Here's these pocket transform the turkey. Yeah. And then right before it, then you would get a little tiny dot for all these before it transforms. So, whoop, whoop, whoop. Okie dokie. That'll be fun. Eggy bin. Alrighty. Let's move on. Let's see. Let me get the picture for the Akira slide. I want to do that next. Let's see. Okay. I got a Star thankfully gave me a reference of that. Probably can't show that on stream. That'd be the worst thing to show on stream would be that. Okay. So the fun part is that it starts with a full view. So like she just kind of pops maybe into frame first. It's like a full face view. So like this is her head here, basically, covering up the whole screen. And then we'll have a helmet. Something like that. And then a little bit later, let's see. Try to pause it with the GIF I got here. About here. Okay, that's good. Oh, the sunglasses even negate a glare. That's cool. Dude. So somewhere. Thankfully, this guide is actually really gonna help me a lot. She's gonna be on a motorcycle. So I'll just draw a dumb looking motorcycle here. Maybe a little bit larger. This point is pretty close. Alright, it's supposed to be like turning towards us, so maybe need to change the wheels maybe. So that they're kind of going, so they're kind of being hidden underneath here maybe. I know this is horrible. Not try to do anything perfect at this point. Definitely need to close these ones. And then we get her again. Let me go make this a little bit darker. What about this? Something, I don't know what this is at this point. Maybe a little bit close and kind of like looking at us. Just trying to look cool, you know? Little leg. Tail. Hair. Okay. Okay. Gonna keyframe this. Have her a little bit higher up. Shorten her up here. And from here we'll have some screechies. There's gotta be a lot of visual effects as well into this. So I'm gonna probably see here. A lot of dust and everything kind of piling up. Okay. Yeah. It's probably going to be really fast though. Let's kind of speed this up by moving these a little bit closer to the front. Let's get rid of these. Some of these. kind of go up now. And then we get rid of them and entirely. Fun part is that I know that this won't be 2D animated, so I don't have to really worry about anything. Not looking too off model. That looks pretty cool. Could be a little faster. So let's move these a little bit left. That's fun. And in the back we'll still have this, but I just didn't want to look at it. So there's a little distracting there. Okay. Okay. And then I had the idea, because I think you were, one of the ideas was to have a camera trick, and I think that was pretty interesting. And so what I want to do is somehow have it so that she actually gets bumped into something that we can't see, and then we reveal by shifting the camera over that there was an invisible wall, like right in, like a column right in the middle here. And based on the perfect perspective that we're in right now, you can't actually see it. It's one of those kind of like liminal kind of so something like that. So instead we're gonna have keyframe later, and then we'll have these bump, change expression, bump, poof, 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 poof. So she's sitting, she's gonna hit something that doesn't really seem to exist at this point. And then, let's see, poof, and then we'll have her like fall off the bike, I think. Let's try that. So I'll loop her off. I think this is her tail. Oh yeah, that's the number one rule, is that you always wear a helmet. Because we're in 3D, I can do crazy perspective stuff if I want. And I'm gonna actually put her on this layer because I think I'm gonna do this. So instead, she'll kind of like fall forward like this. Bonf. Arms out. Tail. Helmet. Actually, I don't need those lines that I just made. Needs to go up. Oof. Wing. Tail. And welcome, Air World. Boof. Booted up boof. Bonf. Bonf. Get rid of that. Bonf. Bonf, bonf. And then... Hello. Oh, I forgot to wave. Sorry. Hello. And hi, Ben. Welcome. I forgot to... Hello. Say hello with that. Boo-doo-doo, poof. And then a couple frames later. Deleted there. Bike is now recoiling back up. So a little bit of a... Bonf. Bonf. And so she's gonna continue her head fall. Flat kind of splat head here. Boomf. 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 It's hard to get the sound effects as you work. Boomf. Oh, let's remove this keyframe. Okay. Boomf. Yeah. Always wear a helmet. Rule number 1. Boomf. Boomf. And then maybe she'll kind of roll back like this way, and then boomf. I can see that. Yeah, that's a little on the nose with this, but she's got the helmet, so I had like knee pads and all that to make it like really safe. And Akira, I don't think they wear. Akira doesn't wear a helmet. It's the future of 2020 or something. I think I read it. I read the manga of Akira in 2020, so that was fun. Something to do. But yeah, that was really fun. That was really. That's a little timeline didn't work out correctly. There you go. That's what it should look like. I think I made her head a little too small. And then zoom in so I can see. Sit. Boomf. And then kind of go back and forth a little bit. And then so we kind of go down. Oop. It's a little bit more messy than I'm used to. I'm just trying to do this quick. And onion skin saves my hide a lot here. And then she'll look up, a little confused. So we got boom bop. Boom bop. Definitely need something here as an in-between. Or like her head. More round. Heads are more round than that. Or then her body is kind of starting to fall this way. Maybe her head's on the floor. That might work better. Yeah, so then the only thing that kind of changes is that her body is now rotating. Boop, 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 boop. And so for this one, let's... God, I can't see that. You can barely see the onion skin. There you go. Let's have the head now be around here. Close eyes. And leaning forward. So she's already sitting here. This one back a bit. One frame. Dude. Let's move the head. Because the head should be about the same size as here. The only thing that's changing is that. And then about to there. And then this is taller, and we're leaning back. There we go. Okay. Control, loop playback. Alright. Hello, cartoons. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Yeah, it should be fine. Boom, bop. Let's make Dizzy a little longer. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoa, whoa. And then so we need a little bit more timing here. Both down. I don't like how large of a subtle this is, so can remove it and just kind of move her up. Barely. Yeah. A little time there. And a little subtle here. I guess it's not that subtle as much as a continuing the arc of motion. Yeah, okay. Wow, wow, wow. At the end here is a little bit off, but I think it's okay. Let's play with the background. I should probably label these. Derpy. And this one. Motorcycle. BK. Shapes. And this is the actual BK. For background. Which phonetically I guess doesn't make sense as BK as being background. Probably be BG, BKG, D or something. I don't know, I always just did BK. I don't know. This is, that's my folder for music. This is the column. Let's see how you guys do. Look it up. So this is where the change from perspective will happen. Where we now shift the camera in 3D space. I guess not 3D as much as 2D panning, but it'll reveal something in 3D space. So for here, we'll do the camera a little bit of time after that. Okay. Kind of everything needs to have it actually. I'll do the shapes later. So we're going to move. Let's move the camera to the right. And so we'll move her. If I can hold Alt instead of this other button over here. Okay. Okay. So instead we're gonna have this giant block here. That's only gonna be visible once the camera moves. And I think I thought about how this was gonna work in 3D space is that I'll line it up, and then to make it invisible is that I put a wrap the 2D texture to look basically like this screenshot of the background, so just the background, and then apply a 2D picture onto it like a sticker that will be what's inside of the box basically, and then that'll be mapped perfectly to the rest of the environment. Because I got the grid, it'll also help a lot as well to make sure that looks okay. So instead we're gonna have, to show off it, we distort the perspective so that we kind of show what it looked like before was a perfect perspective like this. And then if you misalign it by just a bit, then you actually get that sort of effect. So how's that sound? And then we'll have a little bit more. So let's move her a little bit over as well. Hi Sasha. Welcome, welcome. Hello. Let's turn this over a little bit. So lining up with her tail. Choo. So the column. Also move over a little bit. Juju. And then it'll ease out. Juju. Let's move the card just a little tad. And then move this over. And then move this over a little bit as well. Juju. Add more time here and more time here. Juju. Column needs to move to the left. Juju. This one move a little bit more to the left. Juju. A little bit to the right. Juju. Just add a little bit less. Okay. Okay. Cool. Wow. Woo. Cool. Then we'll go back to Derpy to animate her. What she should be doing around here. And then, I don't know, she shrugs at the camera. She looks at... My circle game has been off today. At the camera. It's kind of... Is that good? Let's get to shrug. Which means we will... I'll just redraw it. When in doubt, it's actually kind of... You get more out of it, obviously, if you redraw the whole thing. Then you can like actually think of every single aspect of the whole character rather than just what you thought you were gonna change if you just copy pasted literally the entire thing and then decided. Like all I was gonna change was just the arms because I redrew it. I think considered the entire body and pose here. And maybe it's a smirk. Maybe smirk is boop. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Feels too knowing, maybe. Let's see. Maybe it could be reverse to smirk into a. Something like that, actually. And then we end about 140, which is about almost 6 seconds. As we can add maybe a little bit of time here, and then we add up to there, which I think is 144 at 6 seconds. That looks like it. Alrighty. So what do we got? Boom! Wow! Whoa! 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 All right, and we'll get the disco thing at the top there. That changes over time, and so we'll probably have like a whole bunch of other miscellaneous stuff I could probably add in as well. BK shapes, misc, and so there might be like one here, maybe some, you know, extra shapes to fill in the background, but only this one actually probably changes, or like these like rotate and other stuff, you know. I think what I did in the robot episode is that I had a teapot. Of course you do. Try to do it at an angle. How did teapot work? Is that even... Is that close? Is that teapot? And is that teapot worthy? Twicane. Okay. So I just delete one of these sparkles and then turn them into a old Twilight. Got the fun eyes, like the big eyes. Twilight hair. Big teeth smile is what makes it. And then it's a big stick. Ours is memory, so I'm sure this is completely off. There you go. Yeah, I'm sure we could have like spend like a couple streams like that'll probably add up to a whole month worth of, you know, each of these one, you know, each object here might take like a couple hours to model, and then texture and everything, so that'll be fun. So that's yeah, that's actually what I usually do if something's like gonna be really too artistically, needs to be in a very stylized way. I'd like to, like if I had like a big tree in the background instead of like for my 3D movie, you know, instead of like making an entire like tree or a bush or something and having it not, you know, might look good on this angle, but then you look from me to the side and stuff and it's like doesn't look good. To make it like work in every perspective, make a 3D mesh of what I want, you know. Might be a little bit too daunting or too tricky, so instead, and because it kind of looks better in my opinion, is to just go ahead and say like, oh, it's just a 2D mesh, and then you just have the camera have it so that it's always being pointed, billboarded is what it's called, so that it's like flat piece of geometry that then as the camera moves around, then the mesh will rotate around, so it always like is looking at the geometry at the right angle. Basically it actually kind of works more like this. So as the camera is moving around in 3D space, no matter what angle it is, I can set up a parameter to have the 2D mesh always be rotated so it's perpendicular to the camera. So that's how you cheat to not have to make every single every single object be a 3D mesh is to go ahead and just make a really nice looking 2D version. Keep in mind, you know, making sure that it can exist, I guess, in a 3D world. Like, remember having trouble with a tree with like the roots. So you have like a big tree. Ugh. But then the roots were like really weird and off. And because the way that it had to like sit on a plane, it meant like the bottom of whatever the lowest point of this, you know, was like here. And so if you're like at a wrong height from the camera, then you would see like this negative space here and it would look off. So you like had to also design your 2D mesh to also look at how make sure that there's no like gaps at the bottom or at the top or something. It's always consider like being in 3D means that you have to also consider these weird negative space at the bottom here. So yeah. So instead I would have to like develop it so that it's more flat like this, which may not be aesthetically maybe it's nice or whatever. You can't really add another twig in there or anything, another branch thing. Maybe you can add some in the back or something. But that just means that if you that the resting bottom floor line actually is flat enough that if you look at it from a high angle or low angle, then there's no those little extra seams that if you had something like this, then it'll take whatever's the bottom of this. And if you don't want to have it look, if you're trying to look at it from a person view or lower, then you would see this empty space here. So that's all I'm saying is that. So design your 2D assets to work. If you're gonna do this kind of a trick with like the bush, is to consider what's it gonna look like from low angles, so that when the ground, you know, is not, so you're not looking down at it, is that when it's looking flat, it'll actually become flat, and so that's what you want. So there you go. I was also thinking that this might be pretty tricky to, because it's probably going to be far in the background. I could probably push the Twicane far into the background. It's not too tricky geometry-wise. I could probably just take the pony head, the 3D model head, you know, and just kind of cut her head off and then put a stick on it. And then model the hair. But if we really wanted to just be a decorative background object, then I'm probably more likely to just go ahead and make a 2D version of this and then do the billboard trick. Of course, that means it can only really rotate in so many axes. You know, if you have like the 3D axis, maybe try to rotate your picture here. You can only really rotate, you know, along this way. You can't really rotate it from here, you know, down, or rotate this up here. So you can't like flip it forward. Otherwise it becomes flat and not, then it destroys the 3D illusion with that. So I've learned so much doing this like 3D, you know, 3D project. More than I thought I would. And it's like I'm actually really learning a lot of like 3D tricks, and it's like a lot of, you know, it actually takes a lot more work than you think, and it's sometimes better to do a lot of 2D stuff. Even if it seems like, oh, I need to have, you know, 1,000 plants and trees and make this footage, and do I need to make a sky, you know? Is that going to be worth it, you know, for some of these background stuff that'll never be seen in the foreground? It might be best to actually make them be 2D assets. You can look it up, but I think they had the movie, the Gen 5 movie, G5, like the progression reel for some of the animation shots. That's something different. Oh, reel as in a fishing rod. movie. Trying to see if I can find a picture for it. Is that the only thing that was modeled, 3D modeled, were the foreground. So the characters and walls, environments and stuff. But they had the sky be a separate matte. So basically the sky wasn't part of the 3D environment. Obviously because it's sky, you know, you don't want to play around with that. But I really found that interesting, is that they didn't, it could have, you know, wouldn't you guys want to make a, if you're going to do the 3D stuff, wouldn't you want to make 3D clouds and, you know, model that out? Every scene have volumetric clouds that can take like 100 hours or so to like every frame. Wouldn't you want to do that? And it's like, no. So instead you have a nice Photoshop kind of style 2D picture sky, and then you just place that behind everything because that's easy to comp wise. Composition wise is to have it be layered behind everything. Still looking up videos maybe. But yeah. So I just found it neat that they didn't model the clouds, but rather just make it into a matte painting, which does helps with that blending of 2D and 3D as well. Creates that nice transition, I guess. Let's see. G5 animation. Whip, you know, let's see. Let's see. No. Let's try animation. We're doing like a whole bunch of, I wanted to call it progression reel, which is where you have different stages of the animation. Maybe they don't call it that. So I can find that for you guys. Having, you know, to prove it to you guys that the clouds and the skies were 2D pictures, basically. I don't know what to call it. I don't know. Do you guys have any idea? Have you guys found it already? What's it got to do? Let's just look up on Crusher Daily and see if there's any like that. Let's see. Billboard setup? What is this? Oh, okay. It didn't even load, and it's like I have an idea of what this is. That were like, you know, there's like so much behind the scenes stuff, and now I'm trying to find that. Like, you're gonna walk without stepping on a behind the scenes of these. And now I'm trying to find it, and now it's like, nah, we're not gonna find it for you. Well, how's this animation while this is playing? Anything we should add? Well, I'm trying to find something here. Let's see. Excuse me. What do you guys like what we got? Because we're probably going to be, if nothing sticks out here, it's more likely to be in the final. So as soon as we start working on this, you know, getting this into the 3D environment, it's gonna be hard to change things. But everyone's happy with this. We'll keep working on it. we'll work on this particular story, I should say. Maybe I missed it, but I'm on page 7. Just on Google, but man, so maybe not. See if you guys can find it and put it into my Discord, maybe. Let's see. Oh yeah, sure then. Thank you. Let's see. Sorry, trying to close some stuff here. Okay, trying to get back on track. Okay. Grid reminds me of a vaporwave. Yes, well, I mean, any kind of perspective grid like this is probably gonna look like that. Especially all the fun stuff. They'll be like floating up and down and stuff. I was thinking of having this grid. This grid will be part of it. So, it'll be, like a glowy neon grid. This isn't just for perspective fun. To get everything set up, the grid will be part of it. And so that'll be shown when the column shows up. That'll offset it. So you'll be able to see that. Thank you, Cookie. Thank you. Have a good night. See you next week. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thanks for coming. Let's see, we should probably go to tourist time then. So yeah, we'll be basically working on this animation probably for the next, I'm thinking probably a month or so. Especially now that I've got the scope and we got the story. So thank you guys for helping with all the extra little details. I know each step, each milestone, it becomes harder and harder to really incorporate things. Where I could just get to focus on, like, I haven't really finished, core of it. If I haven't finished the core of the animation, then it becomes hard for me to really focus and kind of listen to you guys in a way. When you guys want, Godzilla to come in, it's like, ooh, I don't have what I wanted, to begin with. With the storyboard isn't quite done. You want me to spend another 3 weeks modeling a Godzilla? Why would you guys want me to do that? So today was to figure out like all the smaller details and get the story and get the animation in a sense set up, and so I can set up and figure out the layout that, yeah, we're probably gonna need. Make a checklist style of like, okay, we need the background, and then we got the morphing cube animation and all that stuff with Derpy on our motorcycle in the column. So that kind of helps me set up like what I need to do. So that sets up what yeah. Let me get some maybe brain talk good juice. Hang on. I'm just getting so flustered. Alrighty. How have you guys been? Forgot to talk about the direct. I'm sorry. Cookie's not here. Sorry. Hopefully you'll watch this later. And, we're gonna talk about it later. But quick thing about the Nintendo Direct yesterday. I thought it was fantastic. I'm very excited for a lot of the games. It was very, very, minimal fluff. I was thinking it was going to be a lot of dirt and fourth party, if that's even a thing. A lot of titles like that. They were in there, but I was able to like skip over it. But I kind of had to stop every 5 minutes. That was really nice to pay attention to it. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. And Klonoa, that was my big highlight out of everything. That was like I was very, very surprised and happy for Klonoa, which we haven't seen since 2008. So that is fantastic. I'm very excited. Might actually get it. Who knows? Other stuff, Mario Kart 8.5, Mario Kart 3.5, 3/4 what is it? Yeah, Mario Kart 8 in 3/4. Um, I don't have the Switch version. I have the Wii version, or Wii U version. So not really waiting to double dip on that just yet, and doing older courses for the games that I've been playing and know those of legacy courses inside and out. So not really too interested in that. Yeah. Just consider something pretty interesting too. Ooh, as a fan art? Oh, I'll be looking for that. Thank you. Appreciate that. If it's a specific joke or image or whatever related specifically to Yoshi Greenwater and the channel as a whole, I'll consider that as fan art, and then I'll put that into the slideshow here. So if it's something random or not specifically Yoshi Greenwater exactly related, then I'm less likely. But yeah, just forewarned for that. So thank you so much though for your interest though. Yeah. That brain juice good drink was pretty good. Let me get another swing of that. Get the Switch in. Oh, I have a Switch. Did I say that weird? I said I didn't have the Switch version of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That's all I meant. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I just didn't want to double dip on Mario Kart 8 to get the deluxe version. Yeah. Anyway, Derpy. I guess that's close enough. Sure. Yeah, just make sure it's appropriate and everything. Something that I can actually show on here. That'd be nice. Yeah. The Deviantart one's really kind of, I don't know about that one. Yeah, that was really cute anyway. And I appreciate the hand-drawn ones. Those are really great. On paper, like this one. That one's really great. Looks really good. Yeah. Other stuff in Direct, just as a general stuff. Mildly interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely not into the more third party stuff. Portal, I kind of beat both like 10 years ago, so I'm good. I think trying to play those with console controls aren't really that fun. I think Portal was definitely made for keyboard and mouse, so not really interested in that. Yeah. Mario Kart's got a weird resurgence recently, so that's I don't know why. All these tournaments and other events for Mario Kart going on. Was there? I don't know what was up with that. What really spurred that on? Got 4 trophies. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I played a lot of Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. I think I got gold on definitely 50, and like probably 100. Yeah, it's my family, my mom and dad can definitely their favorite game is that they can jump in and play and have fun. My mom still likes to play with the Wii wheel, which is the plastic circle controller that you jam your remote into. She's not that great at regular video game controls, so definitely the Wii and the Wii wheel definitely helped her a lot with that transition. Yeah, she likes to use tilt controls. I like to play with the nunchuck, weirdly enough. I feel like just holding the Wiimote and nunchuck feels really the most comfortable to me. That's why I really like using the Joy-Cons uncradled, I guess. I like holding them more separate, so one Joy-Con in one hand, in each hand. I think that's just what I'm probably just most used to, and most comfortable for me. is that I can have like my kind of like rest back and relax, and have my arms like really stretched out and one dangling over the couch, you know. Can't do that with a classic controller, you know, or a pro controller, where like you always have to be in the gamer stance and like, you know, having your hands like 3-4 inches apart, you know. It's like, this is too cramped. So I really like the two controllers and two hands. That's my style. Never played a lot of Wii games, so it just got more comfortable for me. Yeah. So we recently got a pro controller. A Switch controller. Switch Pro controller for Christmas. They had like a 20% deal or something on that. It reminded me again why I don't like regular controllers. It's like, it's just everything's too close together, I guess. Like I don't like being able to have my thumbs touching. If I can have my thumbs touch each other, it's like, this is too close. I always have a little bit of trouble having the face buttons, A, B, X, Y, being too... The buttons either being too big, you know, or a wrong size, I guess. So the Joy-Cons having like these mini baby buttons is also really fun too. So I can put my whole thumb on it, be able to just kind of rotate my thumb, you know, just very, very slightly to be able to, you know, touch all of them. Yeah, so I really like the baby controllers, because I feel like I can touch all of them at the same time. I don't have to like reach for them. You have 3D All Stars? Oh, awesome. I think I got Sunshine and Galaxy as discs for the respective consoles. I never had a 64, and I guess I still don't. So I never got a true, you know, experience with Mario 64. I really had it on the Wii and Wii U, and I guess the DS. DS was pretty good. DS has the mini games with the Luigi's Casino. Those were great. I remember the Sorta Bomb mini game, where it's like there's black and pink bombs that there's like different cages on both sides, whereas like I had to drag one of the bombs and like put them in the right color cage spot. I have a weird vivid memory of that whatever, this is so weird, whenever I put the dishes away, you know, putting the silverware away, my mind always goes into like remembering that mini game, and I haven't played that mini game in 10-15 years, and I still think about like, oh, I gotta sort this is a fork, this goes in this spot, and this is a spoon, this goes in this spot, and it's like, why? My mind is just like so associative, and like this is a connection between this and this, and it's like memories trigger different memories. So yeah, I'm always thinking like, ooh, this reminds me of this, and so now whenever I'm doing, you know, X, then Y memory comes up, and so whenever I do X, maybe 10 years later, I'm still thinking of Y. It's really weird. Yeah. Like we have a small bowl that has like, it was from Target, and has like this race car driver on it. Who even knows why or how or who he is? But I always think of cars, and then that makes me think of how my college instructor went to like a private screening of Cars the movie, and he drew a bunch of sketches of like the car characters, and then he came out and tried showing it to other people, and then people were like, oh no, wait, how did you get these? These look too good, you know, are you, you know, part of this, we have to, you know, should we get rid of you? Like, did you leak information? Like, what's going on? And so whenever I put the dishes away, and I had this bowl, my mind just goes through all of that. Is that normal? You know, I don't, I just have to ask, you know, do you guys think like that? I get to get these, you know, these memories, but whenever I get an event, then it just means that I have to trigger my Y memory. Yeah. So whenever, yeah, in isolation of not thinking about Y, then when X event happens, that must mean that Y memory has to happen. So, yeah. Or like, this reminds me of like when I was listening to this music. Or when I look up, when I open a new shot, or like open a shot that I've been working on. I work on a shot with this music playing, and then I can come to that shot like a week later, and then I'm hearing that music that I was listening to before, and I get back into that weird zone of where I was, back in that memory. Yeah. Let's see. Those are sure fun, yeah, it's just hard to unassociate things, you know. That's like, well, can I not have that memory come up? Yeah. Puppy bombs explode some pink socks to you. If you talked to me before. That's right. Yeah, the pink bombs are the peace-loving bombs. They'll open the cannons, yeah. That was really weird. I really knew of Mario 64. I think the only experience prior to playing Mario 64 was a bunch of speedruns. So I really didn't know much about the game past that, so a lot of the stars and stuff is like how you're actually supposed to do it was actually like, oh, this is a lot harder. Yeah. The unconscious mind. It sounds like a book. I'm gonna search that up. Thank you. Ooh. I'm seeing some iceberg pictures. That's interesting. Sensitive processes in the mind which occur automatically. Oh yeah. They're not available to introspection and include thought processes, memories, interests, and motivations. Yeah, okay. Everyone does this in some way or the other. Interesting. Maybe I just have a more substantial version of this. What's with the icebergs though? Clicking out a picture. For Freud's three levels of mind: conscious, unconscious. Interesting. Okay. Conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. Wow. Huh. Sigmund Freud. Was he a comedian? Yeah. Hi, two-tailed. Hello. Hey. Nice cute horse. Thank you. Thanks for streaming. Hey, thanks for coming. Thanks for viewing this. Thank you. See you on Thursday. Oh, thank you. Or Tuesday. There we go. Sometimes I don't read. Thank you, Dakota. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm interested in this iceberg thing. This is cool. I definitely watch a lot of iceberg videos. Those are really fun. It's like everyone has a different way of presenting the iceberg video. Like how the YouTubers like go through it, you know, how to present it and how to talk about it. I think one recently I watched was some of the Cartoon Networks. I guess I didn't watch the Cartoon Network one. I watched like Nickelodeon, Disney ones. There was like a Pixar one. Those were fun. Monsters Inc. specifically. But I guess I always get like a little annoyed when it's like it's a video and it's like some of the YouTubers don't really like go impromptu with their scripts, or like really just hammer in that they don't understand one, and so they're like have to explicitly say as a video, you know, as a streamable content thing, say, hi, I don't understand this one, you guys tell me in the comments, you know, and then they can just move on. Or they just don't mention it at all. It's like, why even bring it up if you're not gonna explain it, you know? Kind of just shows like you don't understand something. It's like you want to be as professional as you can with these, but then they just go off on, I don't know what this is. Jeez, I looked forever. I have no idea. It's like, just don't say that. Either, excuse me, just move on. Or just say really quickly, who knows what this is, and maybe you guys can tell me in the comments, and then move on, you know. Let's see. Jung and Freud are two big psychologists. Interesting. I still got a tab open. I'll definitely look into that more. Or, I'm still talking about the iceberg apparently. the YouTubers who like have to do the iceberg title. The iceberg title is this, and it's like, just say it once. Why do you seriously have to say it like twice? Especially if you put it on screen as a title, as a subtitle. It's like, it's in 3 places. And then if you say you don't understand, it just wastes like 20 seconds of you saying, this article title, I don't understand what this is. It's like, at least that's a little pet peeve. It's to clean up your scripts, please. Or, yeah. Because some of them are pretty interesting of like what these little weird tidbits and below the surface stuff. Yeah, those are fun. Especially when it's something I feel like I know about it. Usually I would just kind of skip to like below the surface or like level 2 or 3, you know. So it's like I can, you know, I can handle a bit that I can miss like a couple of them, especially surface level stuff is Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc. is a 2001 animated feature featuring monsters. It's like, yeah, I can, yeah. I'm gonna skip that one. So, yeah, anyway. Just those little tiny pet peeves that, yeah, always get me. Anyway, hey guys, let me get some more brain juice. It's water mixed with some little, fruit. It squirts. Little, I don't even know what it is. Basically like a flavoring kind of thing. Anyway. There we go, a little more. Is there one specifically for associative mind thing? Mind how do you spell it? Association. Unconscious mind. Ooh. Preconscious. Whoa. Conscious mind. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, look at him go. Thank you so much. Who was it? Ashley Marborough. Thank you. Ooh. 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 There's a big article. Ooh. And Jung and Freud. Interesting. Jung means, it's like German for young, I think. That's cool. It's probably pretty old. Okay. I think we can wrap this up pretty, hopefully swiftly here. Because I think we ran out of new things to talk about with that. So yeah, thank you so much. Especially thank you for you guys who are saying thanks for streaming. Thank you, Detailed. Yeah, we'll be back on today, the Thursday, then we'll be back on Tuesday. I think I might work on the Derpy the Derpy 3D model. Probably make the hair, at least just kind of show my process of how I would make in 3D model hair on top, and show like how I would make it into a specific character, like add a cutie mark and any kind of specific things, accessories I guess on top, and then kind of go from there, especially now we know what we're gonna want for the animation is that we're gonna need the neon grid, some background, and a whole bunch of different little objects in the back, and we'll need a motorcycle. We'll probably have to figure out what kind of design we want for the motorcycle. So might have to do a couple more design work for that. Because I was thinking, instead of using a Kira bike, we would use a Tron cycle bike. Because I think that'd be fun. And whoops, easier to model. Whoops. And they could just look interesting instead of just going full Akira, just kind of change the bike style. So sorry I brought this up in the last minute, but yeah, so work on that, and then layout, animation, post processing, music, so this will take a while. So I hope you guys stick around and watch the process of this. This will be pretty big, just because like 3D is like 2D with an extra dimension added on top, so anytime you have to do, the amount of work it would take to do a 2D asset, just kind of add like a little bit more, and then you would have a 3D asset of how much time it would take. So basically everything would take just a little bit longer to work on. So yeah, so I can make, for the Derpy here, like I can sketch that out and clean it up within like 10 minutes, but then make it a 3D model, and then also having to make colors and textures and make it work, and bone it, skeleton, weight paint it. And you see how much more pipeline stuff of just how much more work there is to be able to do one asset. So this will take a while. Save that. But yeah, that's the where we're going. That's the path ahead. I almost got a word for that. So business word for that. Where we're heading. Same it again. But yeah, we'll be back. Thank you guys so much. Find the buttons. Thank you. There we go. Thank you so much. Hi Mario. And see you Mario next time. Thanks for the dash. Is that underscore? Thank you so much. Hope to see you again next time. I'm sorry. I gotta go. I think I hear dinner being made. So yeah, we'll have to talk again next time. Thank you so much. Okay, bye guys. Bye everyone. It's really calm music. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Yeah.